The steady procession of black limousines arriving at the gates of Balmoral Castle hinted at the urgency of the Queen's condition. And so did this, an unusual mid-morning statement that doctors were concerned for the 96-year-old monarch. Former royal correspondent Wesley Kerr says it appears her health deteriorated quickly.
She was still well enough as recently as Tuesday to receive the resignation of her 14th Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, and appoint her 15th Prime Minister, Liz Truss. The Queen was jolly and in a good mood, and we saw her there, although looking frail.
By mid-afternoon, a jet carrying her sons, Princes Andrew and Edward, and her grandson, Prince William, touched down in nearby foggy Aberdeen. Her eldest son, Charles, the heir to the throne, was already at her side. And Prince Harry, who'd been in Germany, headed to Balmoral too, although he wouldn't make it in time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
In Britain's House of Commons, anxious parliamentarians sent their best wishes.
We send our best wishes to Her Majesty the Queen.
And the country held its collective breath. Then, around 6:30 local time, this is how the BBC, the public broadcaster, broke the momentous news.
A few moments ago, Buckingham Palace announced the death of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II.
The flags at Downing Street were immediately lowered, and Prime Minister Liz Truss made a statement.
It's an extraordinary achievement to have presided with such dignity and grace for 70 years. In return, she was loved and admired by the people in the United Kingdom and all around the world.
The last time most people saw the Queen in public was in June from the balcony of Buckingham Palace during her 70th Jubilee. At the time, it felt like a farewell.
This is a cataclysmic event. It's not a shocking or surprising event, but Elizabeth, Lilibet, has been such a fixture on the British scene, on the world scene, for these remarkable 70 years as a monarch and for a life that goes back to 1926. For most of that time, the most famous woman in the world, but really never seemed to put a foot wrong. Just a life of amazing duty, service, hard work, incredible energy. My lords.
Tonight, Britain has a new monarch, King Charles III, the oldest and longest-serving heir apparent in British history. He has already had his first conversation with Britain's Prime Minister. He plans to make his first address to the nation and the Commonwealth on Friday.
This was not a day to talk about funeral or logistics, although that will dominate events over the next few days. Instead, commentators focused on the Queen, on her life and her legacy, and the strange sensation of a Great Britain without her. Adrienne.
And Chris, I know it's raining, I know it's dark. People started gathering there as soon as the news broke. You might not be able to see much, but can you give us a sense of the flavor of the scene there tonight?
Well, we are right here next to the gates. It is in a downpour. Some people were coming to a nearby bridge earlier in the evening, just before it got dark, to lay flowers. The world's media is gathering here as well, and I'm sure by daylight we're going to see more people and, of course, a whole lot more people talking about the Queen and her legacy.
All right, Chris Brown outside the Balmoral estate. Thank you very much, Chris.